Welcome back to Walking and Talking with Mandy, a little motivation. I wanted to chat today about how AI has helped me become more human in my business and some of the things that it might help you with. I know that as I have coached people, a lot of people are leery about using AI and the fact that you're putting your voice into it and some of your personal information, and it's just learning how to be you. And so I totally understand that side of things. But today I want to talk about some of the things that it can help you with and how it can save you some money. So especially for like any small business owners, one question I get all the time is like, how do you do it all? In fact, yesterday I was on a coaching call with one of my private clients, and I had a lot of compassion for him because he was feeling super overwhelmed with just everything to do as a small business owner. It's not just about like posting on YouTube and like being done with that. That's like step one. You have to not just only post, but also follow up, email, create lead magnets, and then nurture. And there's like a lot of things that you have to do in order to keep a successful business running. And especially when you're first getting started, I have to tie my shoe. Especially when you're first like barely getting started and you're wanting to do all the things, but you're not 100% sure how, and you want to hire people, and there's just a lot that, it can get very expensive. So in today's episode, I want to talk to you about different ways that you can use AI and how that will help you really become a little more human in what you're doing. Because at least for me, I know when I'm feeling overwhelmed, when I feel like there's a little too much going on, and I can't seem to wrap my arms around it all, I lose a lot of my ability to show up authentically and to get my message across, because I'm so consumed with trying to get all the things done. And I want you to be able to share your voice, share your message, share your thoughts authentically, and also with passion, without feeling overwhelmed, without being filled with dread. Or actually, I think one thing that gets a lot of people is just feeling like they can't do it. They're not enough. And it becomes a mindset game instead of a strategic game where you are strategically getting done the things that need to get done, and you're able to then authentically share. So AI, when ChatGPT and all the AI things first started coming out, I definitely had some trepidation. I was definitely a little nervous about using it, but I want to share with you a couple things that I use it for that I cannot imagine. Actually, I can't imagine life without it, because I was living life without it for years. We made our first 1.6 million without AI, and now we're on track. My hope is that we can expedite the next 1.6 and do it a lot faster, and double that. So number one, the first thing that I love using AI for is to dump all my ideas into it and ask it to help me to organize it. If you're like me, in fact, if you are like me and you have so many ideas and you're not sure where to start, I want you to put ideas in the comments below so we can just like be friends. Like, let's be friends. Let's chat about this. Let's just acknowledge that, yes, I actually was at a conference back in March, and I was staying with a bunch of friends. Super, super fun. And the whole time I was like, okay, I have this idea. And we were just like brainstorming. And at the end, one of them said to me, I literally have had like 2 ideas in the time that I've had this business. It had been years. And I was like, you're joking me, right? She's like, I cannot believe the amount of ideas that you have. So not everybody, we're not all idea makers. But if you are, I would love for you to put something in the comments below. so that we can chat and be friends. So anyways, so let's talk. So I love to like actually brain dump into ChatGPT all of my ideas and then use that to help organize it. A lot of times that overwhelm can get us stuck and stopped and keep us from progressing. So number one, get rid of the blocks, get rid of the overwhelm, put all your ideas in there, and actually you can tell it the ones that you want to, like, that you're most interested in doing versus the ones that you're not. And it will help you come up with a plan. So I love brain dumping and planning with ChatGPT. That has definitely given me more clarity in the projects that I'm doing and the things that I'm doing and the way that I'm feeling about them and having the right mindset to tackle them. Plus, it's a really good cheerleader, I'll be honest. You know, have you ever had this amazing idea and you're like, you go and tell like your favorite person in the world and they're like, yeah, I don't know if you can do that. They have a little bit of doubt. ChatGPT will not be like that. And you know what I do like to say to it is like, realistically, is this like, I like to ask it to find some data about whether or not this would be a good topic. For instance, John and I are thinking of, well, we are starting a travel channel. And I went into ChatGPT and I was telling ChatGPT all about like, here's what we're wanting to do. Here's our ideas. What do you think? And of course, ChatGPT was like, oh, wow, Mandy, like this is going to be so fun. And then I asked it to make me kind of like an outline of like things I could cover. And it really focused in on family. Well, we're going into empty nest phase. Our youngest graduated last year. All of our kids will be moved out in September. And so I came back to it and I was like, actually, we're in empty nest phase. And it came back and I was like, can you kind of give me a rundown, like empty nest versus family? Is that a decent, niche? Like, will I be able to get viewers there? And it came back and it like gave me like a whole chart. It was like, family niche and traveling is huge. It's a lot more competitive. Empty nest has a lot more room to grow because there's not a lot of channels doing that. So it was really helpful. And I liked it. So I love number one, I love putting all my ideas in there and kind of brain dumping. Okay, number two, have you ever struggled with posting consistently online? If so, I want you to put a 8 in the comments, or you can even just say, yes, I struggle posting consistently online. And what I have found as I've grown multiple channels and followings is that consistency always trumps talent, and showing up consistently on a daily or on a weekly basis, not just daily. Don't think that you have to show up on a daily basis unless you want to really grow your channel super fast. So consistency is huge, and sometimes that can be challenging. Maybe you are an idea person, but you're struggling to know what to talk about today. In fact, I made a list. I put into ChatGPT that I wanted to do these walks and talks, and I gave it kind of a list of all the things I was thinking about, and it expanded that. So that was like super helpful. Gave me a lot of different ideas based off of the things that I was wanting to talk about. So put your core pillars, your core content pillars into ChatGPT and ask it to give you some ideas back of things that you can post. Now, did you know you can actually do bulk content creation in Canva? And I will actually put a video to that in the cards above. I think I'll probably need to upload it onto this channel, but super easy. You had, like, let's say you wanted to do inspirational quotes and you wanted to make sure every day there was a post going up that had an inspirational quote for small businesses. You could have ChatGPT pull a list of those, and you could tell it some of your favorite speakers so it can pull from that, and it will give you a list, and you can ask it to put it in a CSV file. And once it's in that CSV file, you go into Canva. There's a feature called Bulk Create. You choose a design that you like, and you upload the CSV file, and it will literally create as many as you have in that CSV file. And then it's just a matter of going in and pre-scheduling your posts and getting those done. So that for sure took a huge weight off of my shoulders, because the whole point of this video is to talk about how to become a little more human in your business. And as small business owners, it can be so overwhelming. And so AI can help you kind of get some of those tasks done that you really struggle with. Another thing, and I actually have a brand new course coming out that is all about getting clarity in your offer. Not getting clarity, projecting clarity in your offer. And how to create a funnel that converts, that talks to your ideal client. And so that offer should be out in the next 30 days. So you can find it in the description below. But what I've done with that, in fact, I have revamped almost all my offers now to have ChatGPT prompts to help you move through things a lot faster. So for that one, a lot of times when you're writing sales copy, it can be super overwhelming and a little intimidating, and you might think, gosh, I don't know if I'm saying this right, doing this right, any of those things. And so it's awesome to have some prompts that can help you to get the right messaging on your funnels so that you can resonate with your ideal client. And if you have an ideal, if you're not 100% sure what your ideal client is, who they are, what their pain points are, I have a great ideal client workshop below that you can find. So I'll link that as well. So really helping you with copywriting is absolutely incredible. This will cut down, in my opinion, months of your time. Because when you're creating an offer and you're really focused in on getting that right, this used to cost $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 for one funnel page. And now you can actually find a couple different funnel pages that you like, put them in for reference. I actually love using Notebook LM for this, and I will use Notebook LM for YouTube videos as well. So this is an amazing productivity tip that will shorten your life significantly in regards to like building out your scripting and your funnels. Take those links, put them into Notebook LM, and add whether it's a YouTube video or a funnel page. So do one that's for funnel pages, do one that is specific for YouTube to understand like how they're scripting their videos. And you can ask it, analyze what they're doing in these funnel pages, and give me bullet points of what I can do in mine. And then you can take those bullet points, and I actually like going from Notebook LM into Grok or ChatGPT or one of those, Gemini. And I like asking at that point for it to take that outline that it just gave us and to create that for one of my summer school products. So whether that is just one of my small courses, one of my bigger courses, and then it can write out like those other funnel pages are. So love using Notebook LM for that, taking that directly into ChatGPT or Grok or one of those. And for me, funnel pages used to take forever, along with scripting. So you can actually get some YouTube videos, put them into Notebook LM and just say, hey, I'm really wanting to make these scripts powerful. I want to start out just like this person. I just did this the other day. I loved the way that this person was starting out in their videos. And so I said, I would love to create videos like this person, but I just want the beginning and the end. So I put like 10 of their videos in, and I was like, can you give me the formula that they're using to get things started on their channel? So that's really great. And scripting videos used to take me weeks and weeks on end, and now it's so much better. So here's kind of my process. I find what I'm wanting to do. I research the keywords, and then sometimes I find videos, sometimes I just find the keywords. And then I drop that into my projects in ChatGPT. And the projects are organized, so you can have everything like in one project, and it kind of references back and forth. And so I drop it into my summer school projects, and I'll say, hey, here's the video title that I want to do. Here's what I'm wanting to talk about. Here's all the details of what I've gathered so far. Can you give me an outline? And just yesterday, I got an outline back. I was like, yeah, this is not what I want. So of course you have this conversation back and forth, and it's like, I want to shift up the outline to be this way. But once again, it gives you clarity. And that's what I'm loving with all this AI stuff. Editing has become so much easier and quicker. Oh my goodness. I actually hadn't edited since 2020 much because I had a team of video editors, and I started recording a lot on screen records, like things like StreamYard, Loom, things like that. You can find a link to my StreamYard below, where I love this one because this will do multiple streams at once. But the other thing I love is it actually has a built-in editor in the actual application. So, and this is all made possible because of AI. So where things used to be so much harder to edit, to curate, to make, happen, it's way easier now. And so obviously yesterday when I was talking with my client who was a little overwhelmed with YouTube, it really took me back to my beginning stages back in 2020, where I would turn the camera on and there were 1,000 things that would go wrong over and over again. And I would go up to my husband, John, and I would just cry. I'd be like, I can't do this. This is so bad. And I couldn't figure things out. And I was just like, I'm not techie, all of the things. I'm super grateful that I pushed through. And if you're thinking of starting a channel, my answer to that would be do it. Do not put it off for one day. Don't worry about doing it right. Don't worry about doing it wrong. Just get it done. Because it'll be so worth it. And stick with it so that you end up having something amazing at the end. So yeah, editing is another great thing. Oh my gosh, do you see these cute dogs? There were just 4 of them. Okay, my shoe just died again. So we're gonna put that right there. Give me just a sec. We're gonna tie this up. And there. I don't know why, but I have a really hard time keeping my shoes tied. I've tried like all the double knots, things like that. Anyways, okay. So back to this. So AI has really helped me to be able to get things done. The last one, and I actually think this is the most important, so I'm glad you've stuck around till now. You've dealt with all my untied shoes and my ramblings. But this one I think is the most important. And if you are someone who, even if you are a writer, this one's super important. I feel like one of the hardest things in the business world is to continually nurture the people who you've brought into your list. That to me is super challenging. And so I have loved using AI. There's actually a couple programs that I love to create nurturing content. First one is SEO Writer. I'll put a link to that in the description below. This one is incredible, especially if you want to blog. Even if you don't want to blog, this is a great program that can help you write freebies, lead magnets, emails. I actually will take a topic, I'll put it into SEO Writer, I'll have it write me some really great content, and it basically does a lot of the SEO for you. And then I take that article, drop it into Grok or ChatGPT, and now I've got a huge amount of emails that I can send. I have it split it up into multiples, and I love this program so much. In fact, I'm going to do a bunch of videos on how to use this AI, because it is incredible. So, but even if you don't have that one, put it into ChatGPT. And what I like to do in ChatGPT is create a chat bot that has all the knowledge in it about my ideal client. So I take the information from my ideal client, I go into the Chat GPT, it's right at the top on the left. You can look at all the custom GPTs. And if you have the paid version, you can actually create a custom GPT. So you click create, you upload it with all the knowledge, you put all that information, the way you want to sound, the type of content you want to create, like all of those things you put in. And then you click create, and now you've got a custom GPT that has all the information about who you are and your ideal client and the type of emails that you want to send. And this saves so much time. And I'll tell you, in fact, put in the comments below, I want you to start paying attention. Anytime I talk to people about making an offer every day, which means sending an email every day, the first thing that people say to me is, I don't want to be that person. I hate it when I get too many emails. I just had this conversation with one of my private clients 2 weeks ago. And she was saying that I was telling her, you need to start offering every day. And she was like, I hate that. I just don't want to be that person. And I was like, okay, just pay attention to what you are getting. And our next call, she said to me, okay, I paid attention. She's like, what I noticed is everybody I wanted to hear from is offering every day. And she's like, and they just keep showing up. And she's like, and I'm not reading everything, but I'm also not unsubscribing. And that's it. You're just reminding them you're here to support them. You've got some great tips. If they click into it, great. But when you decide that emailing once a day, once a week, once a month is too annoying, you're opting out of these perfect opportunities. And what I always tell my clients is allow your subscribers to be grown adults. Allow your subscribers to make that choice instead of you making it for them. So when you're not sending emails, you're making the choice for them to not receive something from you, versus they're very welcome to unsubscribe. That is totally fine. So just remember, writing emails can be super cumbersome. And I know for a lot of people, the email, actually writing the emails can take hours and hours on end. And now it doesn't have to, because you can create a custom GPT. You can put your idea in there with just bullet points of here's what I want to convey and the tone. And it will bring back amazing emails that you then can go in and edit and make your own. You don't have to use them exactly from ChatGPT, but you have cut back that time significantly. So in this sense, I feel like when we're using AI to shorten the tasks that we're having to do, we are able to become way more human in our quest for building strong businesses, because we're getting the tasks done and we're not feeling overwhelmed anymore. We're not having that overwhelming feeling of, I can't get this done. I don't know how to do this. So if you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up so YouTube knows to send it out to people just like you. Hit that subscribe button so you can be notified every time I upload a brand new video. And go ahead and put in the comments below what your business is. I would love to cheer you on. Check out the description for any of my products, free or paid. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.